welcome back. Today I'm coming to you with a Galaxyathon wrap up. I did not manage to get totally the vibes of the readathon, but I did read some books. And so I'm going to talk to you about them and which prompts they filled. So the first book I read was Midnight is the Darkest Hour, where the prompt was planet or moon on the cover, which it obviously does. This is a crime novel about someone who is kind of an outcast in her community because her dad is the pastor of their local Southern Baptist church, and he is exactly what you'd expect from. Actually, no, he's that's maybe a bit harsh. He's quite a horrible person. Um, and she gets caught up in this, but her friend is like the outcast because everyone thinks he's like a witch or a vampire or whatever, and he's just a boy, he's just a kid. Certainly at the beginning when they first start going, they no, and then there is some people start turning up dead, and then she's like, is it the person I killed? And it's not the person she killed, and it turns out there are like reasons, and her whole life has been a mess because of her dad, and it kind of all unravels. And it was a really, really great book. It's Midnight is the Darkest Hour by Ashley Winstead. But not very spacey, not very galactic. The next book I read was again a really great book, but not very galactic. It was Last Fallen Star by Graci, which the prompt was has the word star in the title. So obviously it does that, it fulfills the prompt, but it's a fantasy magical children's book, like 8 to 12 book, based in Korean mythology but in the US, about these differing families have different types of magic. And this girl is from the Healer clan, but she knows she's been adopted and she thinks she's just non-magical. And it turns out maybe there's more going on, and they have to chase down this missing star from the mythical past, which turns out to actually be true. And it was a really, really brilliant book. But it wasn't sci-fi and it wasn't very galactic. But if you like children's fantasy, definitely recommend it. The next book I read was This Is How You Lose the Time War. The prompt by Amal El-Mohtar. The prompts were space novella and set in the future. So it is a sci-fi novella, and it sort of feels spacey because it's got these creatures who are kind of sometimes corporeal and sometimes not corporeal. They feel very alien. But they are kind of moving between strands and different timelines of Earth's history. And they are time traveling, but they're also moving through parallel universes. So maybe it fits as a space novella because it's got that kind of differing multiverses next to each other. Maybe. It was totally fun though. It was a sci-fi romance. It's really sweet, really short. And it's just about it's a basic pared down enemies to lovers story. And it is just really sweet. The next book I read was Square³ by Mira. Again, this is a space novella. This is about aliens who kind of break into Earth by ripping the realities in Earth. And then there are bits which are more like old Earth and they're very technological focused. The rules of physics don't quite work the same anymore, but they're like, it's where so we have two main characters who are sisters. So this is the main character. She gets ripped apart from her sister, and they were really, really close. And she's in the kind of rational side trying to work out what's going on, and the sister is in the bit where there's like monsters and magic, and it's all very different from the way they were growing up beforehand. So it is a sci-fi novella, so it does kind of fit with the space novella theme, and it was brilliant, but it's so hard to describe. So if that sounds at all interesting, you just got to read it because it's so hard to describe. The next book, and this one really does fit the theme. The Principal Moments by Esme Jikiemi-Pearson, and it is gorgeous and I loved it, but I probably won't be rereading it. This is an epic dual timeline. So it's got an alternate history in which George IV had a son, and one of our main characters is his lover. So it's slightly weird from that point of view. But it also has a future panel. So my prompts for this were set in the future and planet on the cover. And it's got this lass was a slave and she's breaking out of slavery and breaking everyone out of slavery on the way because she is good people. And it is just a really epic, sprawling sci-fi space opera with an alternate history timeline as well, and they kind of go between the two, or at least this guy does. And again, it was really lovely, and I'm really glad I read it. And it was totally galactic, so yay, got one. And then the last book I read was... Oh no, that was my 5th book. That was all my 5 for the prompts, which were Planet on Moon on the cover, Space, Futuristic Timeline, Star on the cover, Space Novella. Hang on. And the 5th prompt was Space Royalty, which this one has space and it's got royalty. No, it also has space royalty in it. So this one fits quite a lot of the prompts. I didn't really get to anything that was super heavy on the space royalty theme. I think this one would have been great for the theme, but I didn't get around to it in time. This one's completely not. But I did enjoy those books. They were a great book. I just felt like I didn't quite hit the key points of the theme. So we'll see how it goes next time. And I'm on to really reading now, so we'll see how it goes, and I will see you soon. Bye.